Hey everybody, today we're going to make shepherd's pie from a recipe provided by the Braun family. You'll need a couple ribs of celery, a carrot, a cup of frozen peas and corn, ground beef, an onion, maybe chives, a stick of butter, potatoes, broth, Worcestershire sauce, salt, and pepper. First, we're going to peel the potatoes. If you notice any little bits of green underneath the skin, you can just use the peeler to take that off. Then we're going to cut the potatoes into quarters. They're going to go right into a pot of water on the stove. We'll add some salt to that. When it comes to a boil, we'll bring it down to a simmer. While you're at the stove, you should preheat the oven to 425 degrees. We're going to turn attention to the carrots. We're going to cut the ends off, quarter, and then chop into a rough dice. Same thing with the celery, take the ends off and cut it into strips. And then a rough dice. Next up, we're going to cut the onion. I didn't follow my onion trick exactly, but if you would like to reference the Kitchen Basics video, I have a slightly more simple way of doing it. But we just want to end up with fairly small pieces of the onion. Over to the stove where we are going to heat up 4 tablespoons of butter in a skillet. When that's all nice and melted, we'll go ahead and add our onions to that. And saute them until they are slightly translucent. And then add our carrots and celery. And again, saute that until the veggies are softened just a little bit. Frozen peas and carrots are next, and they don't have to cook for very long, just warm through and meld with the other stuff. Then we're going to add the ground beef to the pan and cook it in with all the veggies until it is almost finished being pink. Make sure to season with salt and pepper. We'll taste it later on after it's cooked to know how that seasoning is going to be, and we can adjust it. When the ground beef is almost finished being pink, you can go ahead and add broth. We didn't have any beef broth, so we used chicken as well as the Worcestershire sauce. And now that it's all seasoned, it's going to cook and let that liquid reduce out a little bit so the pie isn't super wet. Now your potatoes should be about done. A fork should go in easily and the potatoes should be breakable. You can pull those out with a wire strainer or strain over the sink. And then we will add the remaining 4 tablespoons of butter, and using just a fork or potato masher, just mash them up. Season with pepper and salt. I had some fresh chives that I added as well. Make sure to check your seasoning. And then when your meat mixture is finished, you can put it into a casserole dish and top with your potatoes. We're going to put our shepherd's pie into a 425 degree oven for about a half an hour. We put ours in the broiler for about 5 minutes just to get the nice crust on the top. And you should probably wait longer than we did to serve it. It was extremely hot, but extremely delicious. We hope that some of you will try this recipe and stay tuned for more cooking and other videos on our channel.